guess it was by hanging, but that's purely a guess.
Yes, sir. In your time that you've been there, have you had occasion where patients were out after midnight, and this is either from your firsthand knowledge or from someone on the shift telling you about it, on the graveyard shift telling you about it, where patients were out and maybe meeting someone where they can get drugs or get sex or get any stuff like that?
Form.
That does occur. And I don't know so much about the drugs, but once in a while we'll have a guy that'll leave campus, go down to Woody's, which is right down the street, get some booze, and we'll usually catch him eventually.
How far is Woody's from the Meadows?
About a half mile.
What, is that Woody's a bar or
It's
something?
a service station, convenience store.
So when you have a patient that is missing, is Woody's one of the first places that you might go to?
Yep.
Are you familiar, being in security, with the camera surveillance system?
Somewhat.
Do you know that there's currently a camera surveillance system at the Meadows, true?
Yes.
Do you know when that camera surveillance system was put in?
Foundation.
And let me ask it this way. Do you know if that camera surveillance system was put in after Matt suicided?
Foundation.
There were cameras in place prior to, and they were upgraded after.
So the cameras were in place on November 28th, 2004, but they just weren't in operation?
No, there were some cameras, locations that were up, I believe.
And working?
Yes.
Do you
And
know?
I don't remember where they were because security doesn't monitor those cameras. That is set up in the nurse's station.
Do you know one way or the other whether on November 28th that the cameras were operational in the Kiva floor?
I don't know.
To make it easy, why don't you just download to me everything you know about the cameras when they came in, what was operational, what wasn't, where they were located. Just tell me everything you know about the camera system at the Meadows.
Form.
I think that initially the cameras were set up in the Pier Lounge. And I'm not sure of the locations.
Okay.
And today, there are cameras in the Pier Lounge, there's cameras in the laundry, there's cameras in the lecture hall building.
Is lecture hall L10?
LH10 and 11, yes, sir. There's cameras at the, let's see, in the hallway on Kiva. And I think that's all the ones that I remember.
Are there any cameras that are directed towards the grounds? So, for example, let's give you an example, like over towards the L10, L11 area.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so there's nowhere around, is it directed towards the grounds?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right.
Like I said, I don't monitor those, so I see them on occasion when I pass through, and other than that.
What about motion sensors? Are you familiar with anything about motion sensors?
There is a motion sensor in Kiva now.
And that came after the suicide?
That was after, yes, sir.
Were you around when the people were installing the cameras, installing the motion sensors?
No, I wasn't part of that.
Is there anything that you know about